for you guys today? Okay, so there is where we are in the notes. We are going to do explain 2 today, okay? So I'm going to erase what was there, that little mark on the screen there. Okay, so on Thursday was the last time that I saw you. We talked about long division, okay? So we're going to remember that, what page? I'm sorry, Cole. We are on page 152. So everybody's on page 152. We're literally just finishing off where we were before. I was originally going to have you guys do it recorded, but I decided to do it live, okay, because of kind of where we're at in the curriculum. Okay, so we're going to learn something called synthetic division today, and it's another way to do long division, okay? On last week, notice our long division problems, and this is what I will model when we go to take the test. Notice that we had a trinomial down here that we were dividing by, okay? So if we're going to divide by a trinomial, we have to use long division. We have no choice. However, if we have, we're dividing by a binomial, okay? We can use a shortcut called synthetic division, which we actually learned on Friday. We called the synthetic substitution. So we're going to compare the two things to notice. We're going to do a little bit of a comparison. Let's just go through it and do it. I'm not worried about reading through that. So let's review long division. You guys are going to help me. I'm going to ask some questions as we're going through this, okay? So my first question is, what do I have to multiply by x to get 3x cubed? That's an x cubed there. Tell me in the chat, what do I need to multiply by? Or what do I need to divide by? How many times does x divide into 3x cubed? Again, make sure you're putting, I'm going to start grades for semester 2 today. So make sure you're participating in the chat. All right, I'm seeing a bunch of 3x squares. Nice job. So then I'm going to multiply or distribute. So 3x squared times x is 3x cubed. And 3x squared times -2 is -6x squared. All right, what do I need to do now? So what do I need to do from here? Good morning, Gavin. What do I need to do from here? Yeah, so mathematically, Annalise is correct. We're supposed to subtract. Our shortcut is what everybody else is saying, is that we need to change the signs, okay? So we're going to change it to a minus and a plus. So I am going to go ahead, these cancel, and then 4x squared plus 6x squared is 10x squared, and then I'm going to drop down the 0x. Again, that's a placeholder. All right, I need to divide 10 into 10x squared, which would go in there 10x times. If you're just joining us, we're on page 152. All right, I'm going to distribute this through. Okay, so I've got 10x squared, 10 times -2 would be -20x. And you guys told me this step, I'm supposed to change the signs. All right, and then my 10x squareds cancel. 0x plus 20x is 20x. And I'm going to drop down the 10. And I ask myself, what times x is 20x? And I believe that that's 20. All right, I'm going to ask another question in the chat, see if we're paying attention. And there is a delay on that 20 popping up, isn't there? It's not even on my screen yet, and the computers are literally next to each other. All right, I don't know why it's not coming up. I did write plus 20. Okay, what do I need to do if I had written plus 20? Maybe I'm froze. Oh, there it goes. Finally, it's there. All right, so what do I need to do with that 20 to get to the next step? So what am I supposed to do next now that I have the 20 there? Tell me in the chat, what do I do next? I'm waiting for more people to tell me what I'm supposed to do with the 20. All right, so I am going to multiply by x and by 2. There's hopefully a name that you guys know for that. That's called distribution. So 20 times x is 20x, and 20 times -2 is -40. Then we are going to switch the signs. All right, so it looks like we have the 20s cancel, and 10 plus 40 is 50. What's that 50 called? What do we call that 50? What part is it? Tell me in the chat. What is that 50 called? Ah, the remainder. And there's a fancy way that we write the remainder. We put plus and we put the number or whatever the remainder is over whatever we divided by. Okay, so we're going to try synthetic substitution now. And I want you to notice that the coefficients here are the same numbers that are here. Okay. And I also want you, so I want you to see the difference though. Look at this. Oh, that was a terrible color to use. I am sorry about that. Let me see. Let me get the sparkles out. So what do you notice about that 2 and that 2? Can you tell me in the chat what's the difference between those two things? Ah, one is negative. Okay, the sign changed. Okay, so let's see if the synthetic substitution works. Okay, and then I'm going to explain why one's positive and one's negative. I'm going to erase these marks that I made because I don't want, they're taking up too much space there. So I'm going to put my equal sign. We're going to use synthetic substitution like we did earlier or last Thursday. Okay, so I'm going to drop down the 3, and then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. What do you guys remember from Thursday? What do I need to do with the 4 and the 6? What operation? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Good morning, Matthew. What do you guys think? Do we remember from Thursday? Do we add, subtract, multiply, or divide the vertical? Oh, I see you don't remember. So we are supposed to add. The vertical gets added. So it's multiply and then add is the pattern. Okay. And add could be adding a negative. All right. So we're going to add the 4 plus the 6, which is 10. And then I'm going to multiply 2 times 10, which is 20. Then we're going to add the vertical. So 0 plus 20 is 20. And I'm going to multiply again. 2 times 20 is 40, and 10 plus 40 is 50. Notice the number I have in the box there. Oh boy. It's way delayed, isn't it? I am so sorry. I'm going to let you guys catch up. There it is. It all of a sudden appeared. I'm going to explain it again. Okay. So 4 plus 6 is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. 0 plus 20, we're adding, is 20. And then 2 times 20 is 40. And then 10 plus 40 is 50. So add your vertical. Okay. All right. What do you guys notice about this number here and this over here that we got on the other long division problem? What do you notice about them? Oh, they're the same. So whatever we get in this box is the remainder. Okay. Nice, 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 nice. So this synthetic substitution, we can call it synthetic division. Okay. It's a shortcut for long division as long as we are dividing only by a binomial. Okay. Let me take this one step further because we need to take these numbers and we need to create this here so we can get to that final answer because we can't just have the numbers. So you'll notice we were dividing by a cubed, right? So I'm going to go 1 less exponent. What's an exponent less than cubed? Can you tell me that in the chat? What's an exponent less than x cubed? So what's 1 less than x cubed? Ah, x squared. Awesome. So I'm going to take this coefficient and put an x squared after it. And then I'm going to count down on my coefficients. So my next one would be x. And then once I'm at x, I'm at a constant plus the remainder divided by what we were dividing by. So x minus 2. So do you see how we got the exact same thing but using a different method? So let me explain this minus 2 part, okay? So when we are factoring, and we talked about this when we did quadratics, when we're factoring, really what we're doing is finding the zeros, okay? Good morning, Juliana. So when we find the zero, so this thing here that we're dividing by, in theory, could be a 0. So we could set this equal to 0, and that gets us the number that's supposed to go here. The shortcut is I just swap the sign, okay? But that's the mathematics behind it, is you're supposed to set it equal to 0, and that will get us the number that's here. All right, we're going to try a few more of these, okay? And again, I have the fuzzy version of this. This is a cubed, okay? We still need to, if we are missing anything, we need to add that in, okay? We are going to use synthetic division solely today, okay? So we're going to practice our synthetic division since we are dividing by a binomial, all right? So in this box right here, remember, technically you're setting that equal to 0, so x equals -5. All right. When I am looking at this, is there anything missing? What's missing? Tell me in the chat, what's missing? Or what should I add in? Yeah, my x squared term is missing, isn't it? Okay, so as I'm adding my coefficients, I know I need to have a 0x squared. All right, so I'm going to put all I'm putting in is my coefficients. So I've got 7, 0, -6, and 9. All right, tell me, what am I supposed to do first with my 7? What do I do with the 7? All right, we have mixed reviews, Okay, you kind of are both right. Okay, the first thing we're supposed to do is drop, the first one gets dropped, and then we multiply by the -5. But we're close, okay? We kind of had it all there. We all kind of got it right. So -5 times 7 is -35. Double check my arithmetic because my multiplication is terrible. All right, and then I'm going to add 0 and -35 is -35. All right, we all have our calculators out, right? I'm getting mine out too because I did not, whatchamacallit, did not print my notes, okay, my previous notes. So 35 times 5, I am getting 175. Everybody good with that? 175. Double check my arithmetic, make sure I did the arithmetic right. All right, then we're going to add 175 and -6, and I am getting 169. All right, what do I need to do with the -5 and the 169 now? Can you tell me in the chat, please? What do I need to do? Excellent, excellent, excellent. We need to multiply. I'm getting my calculator out again for that one, huh? Times 5 is going to be -845. I'm sorry that the numbers are crazy, but they are. It happens sometimes. All right, and then we are going to do 9 minus 845 is -836. So this piece here, remember, is the remainder. So what I get for my final answer is that I need to take this, I need to go down by one less exponent. So it's going to be 7x squared. And then I'm just going to keep counting down exponents. Minus 35x plus 169 plus negative 836 divided by what we were originally dividing by, which was x plus 5. Give you a minute to catch up. Are there any questions or concerns on what we have done so far? I'm going pretty slow. I want to make sure you're catching it. Okay. All right, I'm going to scroll to the next one. Let's do B. Oh no, a fraction. It's okay. This one actually probably turns out better than the last one did, if I remember correctly. Okay. So it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal that it's a fraction. What it's really going to be the same as is if I had a coefficient in front there. So we're going to work with it with the fraction. This is a 4th power. I remember, yeah, it's a cube. That's a 4th power. That's a cubed. So fix that on there. 4th power and cubed. I am remembering hopefully correctly on this one. All right, so tell me in the chat, what am I going to put in this box out here to set up synthetic division? Tell me, what do I put in that box? This, I believe, is a 1. Ah, there we go. Okay, we got a little bit of sign issues. Okay, so when you are doing this, when you put it in the box, you need to change the sign. Okay, because remember, it's simulating setting it equal to 0. So what we need to put is out here is a positive 1/2. Okay. All right, now I'm going to write down my coefficients. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to be careful because there might be something missing. Type in the chat just the numbers of the coefficients. You can put a space between them, I guess, if you want. Tell me what the numbers of the coefficients are, because I want to make sure we're understanding that part. So if you can't set it up, we're in trouble. So what are the numbers of the coefficients? Include the signs, but not the variables. All right, nice job. We got some good things going on in there. Okay, so everybody who missed the 0, are you seeing that now? Okay, remember you can't skip. We need to have a placeholder in there, which when we're doing synthetic division, we need to make sure that we catch that, because it's synthetic division. It's really easy to get the answer. I need you to be down. Okay, I need you to be down and not hanging on me. Go watch. Okay, after this one's over, you can switch it to Blaze. Okay. So you got to be careful, because in synthetic division, you're not going to catch that you didn't have it there. Okay, because in long division we would, because we'd have like an x squared, and then all of a sudden there'd be no place to combine it with. Okay, so you got to be really careful with synthetic. So we're going to use 4, -3, 0, 7, and 2. All right, I'm going to drop my 4. I'm going to go a little bit faster. 4 times 1/2 is 2. Okay. Then, okay, we're going to do a different one, Davey. Okay, and Mikey's going to find a different one. Okay, that you like it too. There you go. All right, -3 plus 2 is -1. 1/2 times -1 is -1/2. Okay, and then I'm going to drop down the -1/2. Or sorry, I'm going to add 0 and -1/2 is -1/2. Doesn't seem so bad right now, right? I don't know what has happened with this one. It's going to have weird coefficients. We're going to just go with it. Maybe that was a cubed instead of a squared, but that's okay. Or a 4th. So 1/2 times -1/2 is going to be -1/4. I've definitely done something. It's probably the typing and the problem. All right, that's super ugly, isn't it? There won't be, I don't think there's fractions in the homework one. So that's the good news. All right, so if I'm going to turn that 7 into a fraction, wouldn't it be 28 fourths? I'm being super sloppy about that, but it would be 28 fourths. 28 fourths minus 1/4 would be 27 fourths. And then 1/2 times 27 fourths would be 27 eighths. And I'm sorry for the terrible example. I don't know what has happened to it. All right, and then if I write the 2 in eighths, it would be 2 eighths would be 16 eighths. And we're going to add that up. So we get 16 plus 27. I know it's going to end in a 3. 16. I don't want to mess it up. 43. Did anybody see an arithmetic mistake that I made anywhere? I don't think so, but it started really looking really good, right? And then when we went to the -1, it just went terrible from there. I'm going to give you a minute to make sure you're all caught up on it. All I did with my little sloppy work there was I turned those numbers into fractions. I renamed them. All right, so since I started with a 4th power here, what would my first variable be for behind my 4? So what would my variable be behind my 4? Can you tell me in the chat, please? Awesome job. Okay, so we should be going down by 1, right? 4x cubed. Okay, and then we're going to go minus x squared, right? 1x squared would be fine. Minus 1/2 x. Let's just leave it as an improper fraction. 27 fourths. Plus, and this is going to look weird. 43/8, and I'm okay with you leaving it like this because this is an ugly problem. Divided by x minus 1/2. Hopefully, I don't think the homework should be quite that ugly because I pulled this out of the book and the homework still a mess. All right. I'm going to leave it there a couple more seconds. Okay, I'm going to scroll. We're going to cross out the reflex statement and we're just going to look at this one here. Okay, so this is a cubed and that's a squared. It's 2x cubed, 5x squared minus x plus 7, and it's divided by x minus 2. So here's what I want you to do, okay? I'm going to be quiet for 2 minutes, okay? I want you to try that one all on your own. It doesn't look like there's anything missing this time, so you should be able to use the coefficients that are there. So in 2 minutes, try it on your own, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you about 30 more seconds, and I'm gonna have you answer something in the chat for me, okay? So be ready. Okay, so in the chat, tell me what was the number of your remainder? What was the number of your remainder? Remember, there is no judgment in the chat. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. We want to see where we're at with things and make sure we're doing okay. All right. So it looks like it should be 41. We had a couple of others that didn't quite get that, so let's go through it really fast. Hopefully this one was easier than the last few. So I'm going to drop my 2. I'm going to go fast. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. Negative 1 and 18 is 17. Well, let's see. 2 times 17, 34, right? And I agree with 41. Okay, so everybody who got 41, nice job. Okay, so then I'm going to write this out. 2x squared plus 9x plus 17 equal, or not equals. Don't make that mistake. Ballard. It's going so well, right? Plus 41 divided by x minus 2. Okay, we are not going to do 7. You may cross 7 out. Okay, we're not going to mess with the other one with the fraction. Okay, in addition, so I'm going to start crossing stuff out. We are going to get rid of all of explain 3. I'm not going to worry about remainder theorem and factor theorem. As it is, synthetic division is kind of a nice to know, but I like the shortcut. I think that you guys, it's interesting to see something that does something that's a little bit different. And I'm sorry, I know I'm killing trees right now. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you're down on elaborate. We're going to get rid of 11. The other ones you should be able to answer. Okay. Hopefully you've noticed, so I did set up the new Google Classroom. I did not turn off the old one yet because I know we still have homework to turn in. I will, once I kind of get things started on the grading end, I will move that over for those of us that need to turn it in still. So I will move that over into the new Google Classroom and eventually archive the old one. You'll still have access to it, but it will get archived. Okay, so hopefully you'll notice that over here on the agenda for today, which I know I didn't go through at the beginning, it's not letting me click. You're gonna work on homework 7. And then there is a test review that's starting. Notice the test is going to be on Thursday, okay? So the way that test review works is it is an Otis assignment. Every single one of the, I think there's 5, there might be like 7 questions total. There's like 1 question that has like 3 questions in it. Each one of them has a video that's a similar problem, but not the exact same problem. And then they also should self-check, provided I did all my arithmetic correctly this morning. Okay, so first thing I would work on is homework 7, and then I would start working on homework 8. My goal on Wednesday is to try to keep it 20 minutes max. Okay, so we will do some kind of quick review Wednesday. If you've got questions, if you've got a major question, I can dump the quick review and we can go over questions. So if you have something that you're super struggling on, make sure you let me know first thing Wednesday morning, okay? And then Thursday, what my plan is to not start the test right away. We will do a little bit of review together before we take the test and then take the test, okay? Remember, things like photo math and some of the other ones, Chegs, some of the other ones, they don't always do the same steps that I've taught you, so it's really obvious when you're not doing your using. And you will be timed, so you won't finish necessarily if you're trying to scan things through those. But I would like to show you one other thing today before we finish. Okay, hey, Mikey, get off the arm of the sofa. Okay. And Davey, he's helping you make sure you watch something. You guys are watching Blaze right now, and then we'll go on a walk. Okay. All right. So before while I still have you for a few minutes, okay, I want to show you this thing, okay? We're gonna go on a walk. Go find your shoes, okay? All right. I want to stop recording, not stop presenting. All right, so I'm gonna hit the stop recording button. I want to show you